Hi and welcome to my CK3 roleplaying and storytelling channel. We are here playing as Duke Geofré II of Barcelona with the Fate of Iberia DLC. Our overarching goal in this series is to achieve first conciliation and then the détente ending. And we are really struggling with this. Mostly it has been my current character's father who has been struggling with it. When we left off last weekend, Duke Geofré here, he was sitting on the balcony in his castle in Barcelona, having a nice conversation with his sister, his current heir and court tutor, about how nice it has been with years of peace in Iberia. But then news came that war has broken out since our father, he fought his whole life trying to reach conciliation by befriending people, doing diplomacy and mostly trying to stay peaceful. But since Duke Geofré here, he knows that this failed. He's leaning towards more aggressive means of reaching conciliation. To start with, we need to insert ourselves in this war here in some way. It is the Sultan of Al-Andalus. He is attacking the independent Emir of Tula here, and I think, and Duke Geofré thinks that for starters he is beginning to become friends with this Emir Ibn Yusuf here of Tula. And also although his sister made a point, and it's a valid point, that a strong, stable Al-Andalus Sultanate might be good for peace, but also it might be a threat if someone grows too strong here. They might want to subjugate us or conquer us. So what we will try first is to see if this Emir here is willing to pay for our troops, and if so, we will join the war on his side. And hopefully, if he agrees, I hope that we can do some battles, gain some prestige, and most of all, maybe capture some rulers and then release them without ransom, because that will mean a huge boost towards conciliation 25. I really think that I am going to fail this, because it's I suppose it's not really hard if you go all in to do all this stuff to reach whichever ending you are striving for. But since this is a roleplay, I've been restricting myself to only doing things that is something that my character would consider and things that are in line with the storytelling. So, but renting our army out is definitely something that we can do. So let's see if he wants to. There's a 55% chance that he will accept this. I hope he will. Otherwise, we will have to think about joining his enemy. I really don't want to do that though. Let's see if he accepts this first. And yeah, before I forget, let's find a good guardian for my sister's daughter, because if we die, since I don't have any children of my own yet, my sister will then inherit, and then as it stands now, this Ledgarda here will be her heir. So let's make sure she gets brought up right. She is on a martial education, and since she is a rowdy girl, that will be a good thing for her. I could take care of this. I have decent martial education, good martial skill. So yeah, let's have me educate my niece. Yes, good. The Emir, he accepted my help and was willing to pay for my soldiers. Well, he will pay me once I do some war contributions. So let's raise my armies here. Since I'm one-legged, I don't think it's fitting for me to lead while we are marching, even though I am a good commander. I will take command if there because I'm a military engineer, so if we go siege some castles I will command it. But yeah, my brother-in-law Jitte Festic, he's good. He's also an organizer. That's a good trait when you're marching, definitely. So let's have him do this. Looks like my ally is gonna get his strength together here. And it looks like our enemy is going for his capital. So let's start by marching down here and see, because if he is planning on doing battle here, we will go help. Inspired moderation, an event with my cousin. Yeah, I'm educating my cousin and vassal here, Count Berenguer. And I can make him temperate. I am also temperate, so that seems fitting. And here's another education event with my niece, Ledgarda. While I was at the market with Ledgarda, her attention was caught by a criminal chained in the pillory. Ledgarda watched for a while. When he did nothing but cough and beg for water, Ledgarda rolled her eyes and kept on walking. So I can let her be callous, or I can say this criminal is not even worth your attention, which will give her arrogant, or say, no child, bring the poor man the water he asks for, and make her compassionate. Well, since this is a roleplay, I really don't see that I have a choice in this, because I am a compassionate character. I'm also vengeful and temperate. It could be a far-fetched argument that a vengeful character would go for this if I wanted to save myself from taking a stressed that I really don't need. But I think it would be far too. He's vengeful. It means that someone will have to have done him personally wrong. Then he would try to get revenge somehow. But here it looks like it's just it's a thief or something, and he is thirsty. So I think our compassionate side will win here. It would, in many ways, been the best choice to give her this callous trait, but mostly because I really don't need the stress. But no, it will have to be this way. No child, bring the poor man the water he asks for, and she will be compassionate. I like compassionate, even though it's really not the greatest trait if you're playing CK3. But it's nice to be compassionate. You should always strive to be a better person, even if it's not directly beneficial to you, don't you think? And also, I mean, in life, if, at least in my experience, if you are compassionate and try to be nice to people, they will generally be nicer to you as well. So, but now, can I do something to get rid of this stress? I could call a hunt, but it would be better if can I invite someone to this hunt? Apparently it doesn't progress conciliation to invite them to a hunt. You have to invite them to a feast, it says. I thought it was hunt as well. But let's try it anyway. I really need to do something about my stress. My father, he died from stress, and I don't want to follow in his footsteps with this duke here. And a hunt it's an effective way to get rid of stress. I think that I seem to remember that a hunt counted. So let's try it. Let's see if we can invite our neighbor here, Count Jan of Mallorca. He was friends with my father, so let's see if we can invite him to a hunt, and then see if it is counted towards conciliation or not. He declined my invitation, bastard. It cost me prestige. Yeah, looks like my ally is going to battle. We will follow him. It is an even battle as it is now. I sure hope we will make it there in time. Jitte here leading with his organizer trait should help. And here is my major. He was a Mozarabic character that came to our lands when my father converted to this branch of Catholicism, Mozarabic. Here he is offering relief To my surprise, Major Pierre Emir has corresponded with my councillors to arrange for a day by myself, to take off some of the pressure I have been under. In the end, I spent it following a suggestion from Pierre Emir himself. Oh, I will lose some stress for this. That is good. And he gained stress for this, so he really reached out. He saw that I was stressed, and he knew that my father died from the pressure he was under. And he reached out to help me. That's nice, I will remember this. That this Pierre Emir here came to my aid. I was just talking about my need for relieving my stress. So thank you, Pierre Emir. This battle here rages on, and actually looks like the side I am on is losing, but I hope we'll make it there. Here's a scheme at court. My spy master and cousin here, Miro, he has revealed that someone is plotting to kill Puel de Toulouse. Well, I think I know who this is, because wasn't she the one that was sent to us? I don't remember if it was to me, Duke Geofré II, or to my father, but I seem to remember that a major that my father and me dislikes sent this woman to us carrying a letter, and the letter said, kill the person delivering this letter. But we didn't kill her, we let her stay. So it's probably this major again going after her. So we must stop the villain behind this. Let's gather evidence to put this major. I will take a look at him. Yeah, it's this one, Major Anor of Narbonne. Look, he hates us. I think he was the one that was once my father's chancellor, but was terrible at the job and was fired, and since then he has hated us. But anyway, here we are. It really looks like... Oh, it actually looks like my side is already winning, but us arriving there will definitely tip the balance. There we are. We arrived just in time to rout them. And now let's see, are there any... There seems like an independent sheikh here. Or we could go down and try to siege Cordoba for a quick victory. But that might be a problem though, because if we go down there and siege, and this army retreats here and my ally stays here, then they can go and relieve the siege and beat us. So it's probably best to try and go for a nearby target and hope that my ally stays around here as well. No, he arrived there first, which means that he will control this siege. And it's not good, because that means that he will take the prisoners from this. This count from over here died. I think my father was friends with him, he was friends with everybody. Let's go help with this siege anyway here, because I really don't think it's a good idea to march down there without the support of my ally here. Someone did something towards conciliation, at least that is good. Gout-ridden. They call it the disease of kings, as if there was something luxurious or enviable about my sullen, aching joints. When my pain reached their peak, I cannot help but wish I had been born a simple peasant. So I got this gout-ridden. Severe health penalty. Do I have a court physician at the moment? I don't, which means I should search for one. Or go with fetch some ice, but no, I will need a physician for this. They will have to give me some milk of the puppy or something. So here's strategical impasses. This Major Anor here and this other Major Anor and Arnaud, they are having different ideas on which strategy we should employ. Which Major Anor is this? So the first Major Anor is the one we don't hate and who doesn't hate us. So I will go with his plan. Just because I hate the other Arnaud. So here we have two choices for court physicians. It's Adelaide. She's a renowned physician. And then there's this woman who is a lunatic and doesn't really have a high learning at all. So it doesn't seem like the good choice. She's a gardener though. Maybe she can go tend to our gardens. No, but no, she's expensive, Adelaide, but she's obviously the better choice here. So I will pay and appoint her court physician. Maybe she can help me survive this gout. I will go with a safe treatment. I don't want her to cut off my foot or something. It got even worse. I could kill her or throw her in jail, but no, I'm a compassionate man. I will have to take this health penalty. It's starting to look like there's another disaster coming for us soon. That this young Duke Geofré won't be long on the throne here. It looks like they left the siege. I hope they're not abandoning me to being attacked by these 5,300 men, because they were sieging with me here, and they marched away to siege here. But if these 5,000 men come to attack me, I really hope that he will reinforce. I've had so many instances in this series where I've been trying to help someone, an ally or someone who is paying to rent my army, and I've been doing what I think has been reasonable decisions, but they have in most cases just refused to reinforce me, and I've lost many battles for this. So because I really don't want to abandon the siege, since we're so close of actually sieging down this holding here. And we did. And I captured someone. It doesn't look like she's a ruler though. No, she is not. So is she worth any money? She's worth 25, but he can only afford 8, so I will keep her in prison because I really need money too. And now they are up here, so let's see if we can sneak down and siege his capital. Yeah, as I suspected, it's this Major Anor here. He is plotting to kill this Puel, and it's really no surprise, is it? Can I arrest him for this? Hope I can, because if so, I will. I don't have any chance of actually arresting him. Oh, so here comes this Major Piramar, he was the one that helped me with my stress. But here is, while his numerous attempts to curb my favor have not gone unnoticed, I cannot feel but irritated by Major Piramar's sudden interest in me, and I cannot shake the feeling that the man's intentions are not pure. So he is doing advances to be my friend, but I suspect that he is up to something bad. And all of these options will give me stress for some reason. These two last ones here, that's fair, because I'm compassionate. I will not say I never want to see his face again. But I will also gain 20 stress for saying, but he still has a certain charm. I suppose it is because I have this feeling that I can't shake off, that his intentions are not pure. But I will still go with this. I really like what he did for me when I was stressed. Lost Viking. Struggling and shouting, a large man is dragged before me. He's clearly a Viking raider, the type who has sown chaos in our realm for decades. Please have mercy, my name is Dan, and I've been living in the county of Barcelona for years. I was left behind because I was injured. The villagers saved me, they're in my family now. The Viking falls to his knees, hoping I'll spare his life. Several peasants confirm his story. Well, this is the same event my father had in a first episode, and I've been talking about that a lot during previous episodes, but we had this Viking character, and here is his son now, our chancellor and a trusted knight. So it proved a good decision that my father made when he allowed the last Viking that was brought to us under these circumstances to join my court. So I think that knowing this is what Duke Geoffrey will do as well. It will decrease control level, and I will recruit him to my court. He will be a good knight. Good knight. Let's take a look at him now. Can we find him someone to marry? Because it's always fun to have if there comes a person that might be of importance to the story, it's always fun if their house and their line can continue through the generations. Well, let's see, I always like these congenital traits, so there are really not many choices. There are my sisters, but they are really it's really better to use them for political reasons. So let's have this beautiful Sicilian woman here marry my new Viking knight. There you go. And is he amongst my knights? He is there. I will have him always join the army when we are going into battle. And let's have me, the Gertrude one-legged Duke, lead this siege here. As really hostility will win very soon. There's really not much hope of all of us catching up. Although we have been, since the last time I looked at this. Yeah, no, that's not true. The gap has only increased. Because last time I looked at it, the difference was we were about 100 points behind, and now it's even more. It's like 150. So I will fail this. A new perk for martial lifestyle, that is good at least. I will go with this chivalric dominance, increase the effectiveness of my knights. Looks like they are on the move here with their 5,000 men. I wonder if they are gonna try to come down and engage me here. If they do it before I win the siege, and if he is not coming to reinforce me, we will be in trouble, but let's keep sieging. They are quite a bit up north at the moment, so maybe we will make it in time. Maybe our ally will actually come and help us. Can we make, because here they come, they are clearly going for us, but I will risk it that we will manage to do the siege before they get here. With glee. This is my cousin. I took him out playing with a bow, and he ran into a wounded doe. So I can make him sadistic, ambitious, paranoid. But since there's no compassionate option here, he's obviously leaning into becoming a little bastard. And I really don't want to take the stress hit. I will have to say it's just an animal, and he will keep on being sadistic. Come on, see, yeah, they turned back, and we won this siege, which means I more or less won this war for the Emir here. He did some sieges as well, and the battle. But we took some prisoners. I hope if one of them is a ruler, that would be very good. No, it doesn't look like it. Can we ransom them anyway? They are all worth 50. He can only afford 23. But I think we run the risk of them being released as soon as peace is made, if we don't do this ransom. So I will ransom at least one of them for the 23 gold, and I got paid for this war. That is good. And it looks like I'm actually still holding these people prisoner. But all it ever really did was to increase hostility even more. I've only been doing really desperate attempts to reach conciliation this last couple of episodes, and I would be very surprised if I didn't fail this. The only thing really is if we somehow manage to capture a lot of rulers and then release them. But I don't see that happening without me doing some serious gamey stuff, and that would suck the fun out of this for me. I do hold his children, and he will not pay for them anymore, and releasing them when they are not rulers will not progress conciliation. But could you? Because last episode I was looking into arranging a marriage with one of my sisters and him. And he wouldn't accept it, but maybe if I had this a hook on him, he would. But at the same time, I think using a hook increases hostility, doesn't it? Use a hook on an involved ruler, yeah, it will increase this with 5. I really don't like this mechanic here. So annoying. But I mean, it's alright. I'm sure there are a lot of people who enjoys playing the game this way, and it's fine, because if you're not enjoying it, you can just ignore it. In this series I've committed to doing it, and I will keep to that, trying to achieve the détente while still role-playing, but if I was playing on my own, I would just, even if I was playing in Iberia, I would just play as I wanted to and let these things happen as the pieces fell. At least I was paid a lot of money for this, so I can use this to build something in my city. But let's spend some money and invite this Emir here. I'm trying to befriend him. And inviting him to a feast will progress conciliation somewhat. I've really lost hope in ever managing to beat hostility to the end, to the finish line. But anyway, until we actually lose, I will do whatever I can for conciliation. So let's spend money and invite him to a victory feast. We won this war together, now let's party. And let's upgrade these hunting grounds. Maybe we should do it here. No, it's better to do it in the capital, because buildings in your city will give some small boost to conciliation as well. And it's also a good thing, because since I want to play a tall game, building in cities will also be good for this end. So win-win there. Welcome, friends. Feast. The high table breaks. The great table seating the upper nobility on the dais gave a loud crack, and a moment later it gave in under the weight of food and gilded decorations. As my most distinguished guests and I had to be fitted in among the lower nobility, I ended up close to my acquaintance Emir. Count Miro took it poorly, however, and told everyone it was a grave injustice to be seated with lords and ladies barely better than commoners. As high nobles mingled with their lessers, words of both friendship and enmity were exchanged among people who rarely associate. Yidder and I ended up talking all evening and agreed it should not be the last time we feasted and laughed in each other's company. So that is good. I was trying to befriend this man, and I managed to do it. What a great night. We are now friends with this man here. Can we befriend others? I'm really not the best at befriending people, it seems. My father was good at it, but most of the people here, it just says that I have a 0% chance of befriending them. Even though he's gonna be my father-in-law, I really don't want to befriend this sadistic, paranoid and chaste king of Asturias here. But let's take a look at chances anyway. Oh, it's 0% chance. How about this man? He was my father's friend. Will you be my friend? A small chance of doing that. Alright, but let's try, because it says that... Yeah, let's try, because he's actually a Catholic, which means that he has a different faith than I, my cousin and spymaster. So maybe I should try to befriend him. My father was best friends with his father, and I was his guardian when we were both kids, more or less. Well, I was considered an adult, and he was 12 when I was his guardian. But we have a history, and he is my spymaster, and the fortunes of Barcelona, as they are now, was built on the friendship between my father and his father, so it could be fitting. And it really should count. I have a 0% chance of this as well. It's because mostly because he dislikes me being compassionate. This is so bad. What can I do then? Well, I suppose I would have to go the long way, start swaying this Sultan of Al-Andalus here. Or maybe, can I befriend his son and heir? No. People around here, they liked my father, but they really don't like me, it seems. Well, maybe I should just focus on my realm then. Who would I befriend? I suppose I will start swaying my cousin here to have him like me better, because he is my spy master, and if he for some reason would start to dislike me, that wouldn't be good. What a man, I say, when I became friends with this Emir. Good. Now Queen Durhel is in a war. She, for some reason, she has some lands down here, and a vassal of Al-Andalus is attacking her for them, and she is losing. Will she accept my armies? She will, so that might be a good way of making a quick 100 gold, and maybe, if you are lucky, capture someone that we then can give away for free. Well, I was also looking at the possibility of expanding, doing a clash against Al-Salkir, but I will wait for a better opportunity, because as it stands now, his military strength is superior to ours, which is really not good, because he might just as well attack me, and that would definitely not be good. So I will see about trying to join her war, get some money for this, and use it as best I can. Even though I'm not really enjoying this single-minded pursuit of numbers as a playstyle, I am still very much enjoying this YouTubing, storytelling and role-playing stuff, because I always, when I was playing CK3 for myself, I always wanted to play the game in this way, role-playing, building stories, developing characters, and I always started my campaigns this way, but I mean, it was kind of hard to keep to it, because you always slide towards making the best decision rather than the decision your character would make as the character he or she is, based on his personality, and sooner or later it always ended up with me being a beautiful, strong genius conquering everything. That's just how it goes when you play long enough, really. So doing this YouTube stuff, it really encourages me to actually keep to the role playing, because just the thought that someone out there will, judge my role playing, it makes you think twice before you just go in the quote-unquote right direction with your choices. And also I find it funny to do these storytelling parts when I have the small written dialogues and environmental storytelling rolling across the screen. It adds depth and flavor to the game when I can develop my character and the characters around him this way. So I'm really enjoying it. And I started doing this YouTubing when I was on my summer holidays, and then I uploaded every day because it was fun and I had the time. But now, since a month or so back, I'm back at my job. My holidays are over, and I really haven't had the time to upload every day. I'm doing this, uploading this Iberian Struggle every Saturday and Sunday, and my house called Norse Viking storytelling role-playing Let's Play on weekdays. It's on Wednesdays and Thursdays on the channels. Might vary a bit, but I'm still enjoying it, so I will keep on doing it as long as it is funny. And another thing I like about it is seeing that there actually are a few people out there who seems to be watching and following and enjoying. I've got a few subscribers, more than I ever expected, even though it's just a few. I never thought anyone would watch this stuff. I only did it for myself mostly, but it's encouraging that someone out there is actually enjoying this. So if you want to encourage me to keep on doing it, a like and a subscribe will help with that. I suppose it's like this conciliation thing here, push the like and the subscribe button, and it will be 25 progress towards me doing a couple of more episodes. So that's that. And with that being said, I will end this episode here. Tomorrow we will probably fail. And then I will have to see about it, because I still don't know. I mean, I'm sure the answer is just a googling away. But if this goes into hostility, can we still get the détente as our end? Because if so, then I haven't really lost, because if we can get here, that would mean we haven't failed. So I'll see about that, and I will have a think if this is worth continuing even after we lose here, which we probably will do in the next episode. If you're watching and if you have an opinion, should I continue even if I don't manage to reach my goal of conciliation and hostility wins? Is this still fun, or should I go and do something else? Let me know in the comment if you have an opinion on that as well. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.